Jungkook woke up when sunlight fell on his face, making him squint his eyes. His vision cleared up not so long after, and his eyes fell on his wife, who was sleeping peacefully in his arms. He moved her head in his chest to keep it safe from the sunlight and pressed the button on a remote so the curtains closed, making the room dim again. His cell phone vibrated on the night table. When he checked it, it had texts from his mother informing him that they were coming over for a dinner tonight. He replied with a welcoming text and tossed his phone away. Jungkook, Ryan, wake up, sweetheart. She hummed, dismissing him yet holding him close for warmth and comfort. He softly tickled her sides, making her jump and wiggle a little. She went loudly, and he only tickled more, making her laugh out. It was a beautiful morning, waking up to her laughs and wins. Vine finally opened her half sleepy eyes and looked up at her husband with a pout. Vine, good morning, cruel human. Jungkook, good morning, princess. He kissed her head and she sat up. She was awake till late. The two were watching Netflix since it was weekend and Jungkook had an off. He slept while watching, but she stayed till late, finishing the movie, and now she was dead sleepy. Jungkook, Mom texted me. They're coming for dinner. Ryan, everyone? He nodded and she sat up, tying her hair in a rough, messy bun, and yawned. Ryan, I really admire your parents. They're sweet and kind, but I'll never accept that one lady. She looks at you like she's imagining all those dirty scenes with you. She huffed. A woman is never wrong about another woman having dirty eyes on her husband. Even Jungkook admitted, but it was not like he could throw her out. Jungkook, I'm yours, princess. All those dirty scenes are for you. She chuckled and leaned down, kissing his cheek, then leaving to take a shower and freshen up. No matter how much Jungkook consoled her, every time that lady was in front of her, it only boiled her blood. Nina, Jungkook's younger brother's girlfriend. She was his brother, Jaehyun, all the time, but her eyes were always on Jungkook. Ryan wondered if Nina was with Jaehyun only for one purpose to be able to get close to her husband. They had a very complicated relation going on. When Jungkook tried talking to Jaehyun about this, he said their relationship was fake. They were doing this to keep their parents from tying them with someone else, as they wanted to focus on their careers for now. He listened to his younger brother and promised him to keep it as a secret. Once she showered up, she instructed the maids about all the dishes to be prepared. She herself took the responsibility of a few dishes, wanting her in laws to have some homemade food. When Jungkook stepped in kitchen, all the maids themselves left without any command. Wine, did you need something? Jungkook, yes, my wife. He wrapped his arms around her waist and back hugged her. As much as she was loving his comfort, a little winning was always necessary. Wine, they were working. The food will be delayed. Go out. Jungkook, then we'll order it. Wine, no, I want the homemade food. Sometimes he wondered if they were his parents or hers, but he was always grateful towards her for treating them with so much love. Jungkook, yes please, continue. He left kisses all over her neck and pulled back, taking her hands in his. Jungkook, don't tire yourself too much. You know, the maids will do it. Fine, I know. Don't worry, it's my choice. Can you please look up for other arrangements till then? He nodded and left to make the setup in the outdoor lawn for the dinner. When the night arrived, Jungkook's family came. His parents, Jaehyun and Nina. He and his wife welcomed them well, and Ryan stuck to his side all the time, not ready to let go of his arm. She needed that Nina girl to know that Jungkook was hers and hers only. Jungkook's parents were truly loving and admired Ryan as their daughter-in-law. The happiness on Jungkook's face always made them proud of their decision for getting them married. As everyone settled down for dinner in the garden, Wine served everyone before taking a seat beside Jungkook. Even after staying by him all the time, she still felt Nina staring at him every chance she got. She rolled her eyes, getting irritated by this point. Jaehyun, try this. He moved the dish in front of Nina. Vine looked at them, and the way she was too lost staring at her husband, she didn't even notice Jaehyun. Nina, he called her again, and she snapped out, shaking her head once. Nina, oh, yes. What were you saying? Vine huffed and looked at Jungkook once and stood up. Vine, I'll bring the dessert. Honey, can you please help me? Jungkook, of course. Right. He cleared his throat and stood up. No matter how sweet and loving Vine was, when she was angry, even Jungkook wouldn't dare get on her wrong side. She went inside and he followed her along. Once she reached the kitchen, he held her hands. He then slid his arm around her waist and put her on the counter, standing in front of her. Jungkook, I'll talk to Jaehyun. Come on, don't ruin your mood. Wine. I can handle her myself. She held his shirt and pulled him in for a kiss. He put his hands on counter on either side of her and kissed her back. It was rough and passionate. She opened the first button of his shirt and trailed her kisses down his neck. He let her do as she pleased. His fingers locked in her hair. She bit and sucked, marking him everywhere. It was pretty clear what she was trying to do, and Jungkook loved every bit of it. He loved the way she knew how to get her things done. He caressed her waist and hissed slightly at the strong bite, and heard her giggle against his neck. Jungkook, you're wild, kitten. She pulled back, licking her lips, and was proud of the art she made there. She left the button undone and jumped down the counter. Wine, you look hot. Jungkook, oh, bet I do. He smirked and softly pecked her lips before the two went back out. He was holding the trolley, and once they reached the table, Wine took the dishes off the trolley and served everyone with the dessert. The first thing everyone noticed were the hickeys on Jungkook's neck. They were dark and clearly noticeable, whereas his parents shared glances, clearly happy. Jaehyun sent him a teasing wink, but Nina was boiling in anger. She gripped the fork tightly in her hand and glared at the dishes. Vine was clearly satisfied with the reaction, finally getting back to her happy mood, as she took a seat with a proud expression on her face. Everyone stared for a while, then left, whereas Nina never smiled even for a moment after that. Vine, oh, such a beautiful night. I'm so happy, she said, returning to her room, and Jungkook laughed. Jungkook, you sure do loved it, but princess, it's not like I'm leaving this in the middle. He trapped her in between his arms and leaned down to her level. Jungkook, how about we finish what you started?